Hey guys, so I have a couple of questions about how to enter TPC. So what TPC does, you can change the clearances. Let's say you have a tailstock and you're trying to face apart. You don't want the tool to retract, let's say 40 or 80,000, depends on the size of your machine. So you go and do your changes for TPC, or also sometimes when you have a tool that when it's going home, let's say it wants to go into, for example, into a tailstock. Also, you can tell her, like, just to move 20,000 from a 0 point and then go all the way up, let's say to 10 inches. So how you do that, it's going to be programmed. And now, anything you do in a TPC, you can, let's say, we're threading. Okay, so we do thread. Then the TPC, so you have 3 tabs. The first tab is going to be your solid, and the middle one, it looks like a pen drawing something. That's going to be your TPC in smooth G. So this is all your parameters. So that tells you safety clearance, out, if you're OD turning, inside turning. So let's say if your bar is like almost, very close to about hitting the bottom, you can change it to like 20, 15,000. Then you have a face, if you're threading face or your back. The TC45, which is a 2Z clearance after facing, it's telling the tool to go 200 past the 0, past the face, and then go home. For some reason, it was 7,000 and 8, which is not enough, which is very close to the face. Unless if you put a facing, so usually, let me show you. So when you start, and then you see a work face, and you have a 0.2 over here, then it's gonna do the 0.2 plus the 7,000. So let's go back here. So click on the unit, your relay, and then like I said, you have a threading, acceleration, distance, thread finishing. So this right now finishes, it leaves 1,000 stock. You can change it to 3,000 or 4,000 if you want. And then reload point. So that tells you on approach and escape. So let's say if very close to a tailstock or something you want to hit, and let's say it's approaching 200,000, you can change it. You would have to go press this, and then it's going to show you manual and auto. So you press the manual, and let's say you can do plus, let's say do 10 inches here, and on a Z, let's say do minus 100, and what's going to happen is she's going to come to that 100 before the face, and then she's going to drop to where she's supposed to go and start threading. And then if you want to escape the same way, usually escapes are not an issue, because she usually tools let's say on outside, they don't retract back on the same axis as they thread. They just usually go from the last point to the tool changing point, if that's what you set up. But same thing, there's your escape, so you set your X and your Z. Let's say so TPC in, let's gonna look at the general. So this is bar out, my TPC. The same thing, your parameters. So you have the safety clearance out, in. So let's say that, remember, if you put clearance, let's say minus, that has something to do with the face. So always pay attention to the pluses and minuses. For some facing, it's different. OD turning, it's different. But over here, like I said, you have these are standard because it's a 250. If it's let's say 350, you're gonna have 80,000, which is gonna clear the face, and OD turning, same thing. And these are all pretty much your relay points. And then if you got a relay, it's same thing, auto, except there's a difference between for OD turning. See, this is a rough. So, and if you want to also a finish different tool, then you have to go to the finish. So if you only do the top one, which is the rough over here, the finish is gonna travel, so like see, over here we have approach 10 inches and minus 40,000. If you do 40,000, so OD turning is always minus. If you do 40,000, she will come 40,000 into the material. If you wanted to do a before zero, like normally, it has to be a minus 40. So if you do a face, it's in reverse. So whenever you mess with the TPC, always be carefully look at your trace. So let's say, for example, I set my TPC, always go to a tooth path. So tooth path over here looks like this. So let's do scale change, 0.2 part, and such, more than 0.2 part. So we have a part. So always, let's say do path continue, or you can do, let's say path step to go a little bit slower. And always pay attention and look at the clock. Okay, and there's a way to. This is a machine for machine numbers. So program monitor. Position display. Okay, when you change press position display on the bottom, it'll give you the numbers. So look at the numbers, and you're gonna see, if the machine, if you're gonna see that little line, and it cuts into actually material. Let's say when it comes down, instead of coming down in front of it, then you know that it should be a minus. Let's say 40,000, not plus 40,000. Because I've seen like one of my buddies, he did a retract on plus 40,000, so the machine pretty much just kind of went into the material and then came out. So with the TPC, like I said, be careful. Always look at the trace. If the trace looks messed up, trust me, it's not a glitch. It's always right. If you're gonna run your tool, or what you do, you can always go to setup info. Let's say you do your Z offset, do increment, let's say 5 inches. So change your tool. Let's say you're 5 inches away, and then in the air, just have the tool come in, and you're gonna see how it behaves. Trust me, sometimes it takes a couple minutes, but it's easier to lose a couple minutes than fuck up your machine, and then everything's gonna be your wire's gonna be off, or you're gonna have a taper and such. So always pay your attention to what you do. All right, thanks for watching.